As the sun rose on another workday, I needed the signature of our bureau's principal secretary of prominence, Mr. Goldberg, on an important document. Naturally, I went to Jane, his office secretary, only to discover she was again on sick leave. Jane's desk was just a few steps from Mr. Goldberg's office. At that precise moment, as I entered Jane's workspace, I overheard Mr. Goldberg say, "Get Mia. I want her to work with me." Upon hearing this statement, I swiftly exited the area, hurried back to my desk, and discreetly placed the document requiring Mr. Goldberg's signature beneath an apple-shaped paperweight. I pretended not to have heard a thing. A few minutes later, Goldberg's senior advisor rushed over to my desk, delivering the dreaded news that I had become all too familiar with. "Mia, Jane will be on sick leave for a week. We need you to cover her desk and assist Mr. Goldberg during this time." Here are my private thoughts following his instructions. No, I am worn out from continuously filling in for Jane while also keeping up with my regular duties as the office secretary to the principal deputy secretary of our bureau. Why am I always the one called upon to work with Mr. Goldberg? Why not ask the other office secretaries who could also fill in for Jane? And why am I the one responsible for preparing Mr. Goldberg's travel authorization orders when all the other office secretaries in the bureau handle their principal's travel arrangements? This is Jane's job. Furthermore, Jane refuses to work late hours. Despite knowing that flexibility is essential in this job, I am always called upon to work with Mr. Goldberg after 5 p.m. because Jane has made it clear that she won't work past that time. On top of that, I was instructed to arrive at work at 3 a.m. to set up an overseas call for Mr. Goldberg, his senior advisors, and legal counsel. Jane would not come to work in the wee hours of the morning. Oh, wait, I forgot. I don't possess a master's degree to validate my intelligence. Let me see if I understand this correctly. I have valuable institutional knowledge and an associate's degree, which is just as important as a master's degree, yet I am deemed unworthy of a pay raise. After venting my frustrations in my mind, I reluctantly responded to the senior advisor, "All right, let me grab my Clorox bleach sanitizer wipes, transfer my phone calls to Jane's desk, and gather some of my belongings so I can set up at her desk." Naturally, I felt a sense of pride and gratitude that someone of his stature entrusted me, just a humble office secretary, managing his calendar schedule and travel plans. It appeared that I had become his go-to substitute secretary, which certainly made me feel important. However, over time, I grew tired of simply being his backup and not being compensated for it. Believe it or not, the role of an office secretary demands sharp focus and a keen eye for detail, and it was quite draining. In my annual performance review, my supervisor remarked that I was exceptionally organized and detailed-oriented. When I read that, I was taken aback to discover I possessed such skills. Clearly, Mr. Goldberg appreciated my talents too. You've been listening to Mia Z. Edwards' Diaries. New stories arrive daily except Sundays, my rest day. Until then, stay inspired.